What's up, what's up? It's your boy Saucy, Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, here to show you how simple it is to use delicious ingredients to get some immaculate barbecue. Like always, make sure you slam that like and subscribe button. Come on along for the ride. Today's a little special treat for me. I finally got to try out one of the dry rubs I have been dying to try out. It is Perpetual Pork by Rolling Bones BBQ, and this stuff did not disappoint. I'm going to walk you through two cooks here. One is the pork shoulder that I showed a moment ago and then shredded into pulled pork, and the second are these two pork side ribs. Holy guacamole. Perpetual Pork was perfect for both of these. I really enjoyed this seasoning. It was fantastic. You know me. I love when a seasoning has a nice red hue, and that is the definition of this dry rub. I mean, you can just see it right here. Isn't that beautiful? You can see those little pieces of pepper in there. There's some salt, and then the other seasonings. To be completely open with you, I have no idea what the seasonings are in here, but the blend is absolutely fantastic. So make sure you check out Rolling Bones BBQ if you haven't before. That guy is a genius and is constantly giving back game to the barbecue community. He's dropping like spreadsheets for you to calculate all the amounts of ingredients for your sausage links. He'll show you how to do pork shoulder, brisket, all that. So highly recommend you check out his channel here on YouTube. But for now, just watch. I'm lightly applying this dry rub everywhere. It's a rub, but remember, you pet it in. You do not rub a dry rub. You got to make sure everything is evenly coated. And as you can see here, I got this pork shoulder covered all nooks and crannies. That's really important. You want to make sure you're getting the sides when you're applying a seasoning as well. Super, super, super important to make sure you're getting bark everywhere, which is going to build that flavor. Now, as you can see, as this cooks, the fat is starting to render just a little bit, and it's kind of like creating that separation there. Don't worry, that's perfectly fine, nothing to worry about. We just want to make sure we're rolling it low and slow. So today, I'm cooking this between about 225 and 250 for the pork shoulder, and about 275 for these ribs. You know, they're not the same cook. I am showing you two different cooks here, so they aren't exactly the same, but both are low and slow in that 225 to 275 range. Now for the pork shoulder, I always start it a bit lower to catch a little more smoky flavor, but pork shoulders are super resilient. They can take up to like 325 easily. So what I'm going to do is over time, I'm going to gradually increase the temperature of the pork shoulder cook up to about 325. But like I said, I started it low and slow at about 225 and let that roll for a few hours. Really not trying to put too much high heat on this at the beginning. And, you know, depending on the type of barbecue you're using for this, if you're using like direct heat coals and stuff, you can even like make it flip the fat cap down so that the fat's dripping down into the coals. You'll get a charbroil on it. Oh yeah, there's so many different techniques you can use here. But the main thing I'd really like to point out right now is how gorgeous these cuts of meat look. That red hue is imparting perfectly. Absolutely love the look and style of this dry rub. As time goes on, this pork shoulder is looking better and better. I'm getting pretty stoked, guys. Now the label says here that it has salt, brown sugar, white sugar, black pepper, garlic, onion, paprika, spices, but chipotle chili. And I have a feeling that chipotle chili is what's giving this that gorgeous red hue. Oh, I think these ribs look immaculate and that pork shoulder looks immaculate. Now, if you're not familiar with Rolling Bones BBQ, their founder, a competition barbecue judge, crafted this rub to basically be everything pork needs. It is just perfect on butts and ribs is what the bottle says. So that's why I tried it on a butt and a rib. I wanted to put it to the test, right? If it's saying that it's delicious, well, it better be. And frankly, guys, it is. I loved every moment of this, and I can't wait to continue cooking with it. I know I kind of sound like a fanboy right now. Actually, I guess I am. Shit. Yeah, no, I'm totally a fanboy of Rolling Bones right now. This is absolutely a fantastic product. And one thing I really want to emphasize is when you're watching these guys that have huge, like 100-gallon offset smokers that have, $20,000 barbecues and they're just killing it making these insane cooks, just know that you do not need a barbecue that expensive to get the exact same cook. You're looking at my Dyna-Glo Signature Series offset smoker right now. I think this was $600 on Amazon.ca, which means it was probably like $400 on Amazon.com. So I want to be very clear here. If you want immaculate barbecue, you do not need one of those giant machines, one of those giant offset smokers. You don't need a full rig, a full pit. You can do these kind of cooks in your backyard just like me. Oh boy. I absolutely love it when barbecue is coming out perfect. Now, I'm using oak wood for both of these cooks. Pretty straightforward stuff. And like I was saying before, I'm trying to keep it between 225 and 275 for most of the cook. Now, the end of the cook, I did bump it up to 325 for this pork shoulder, like I said there. And we got to give it the old high school test, make sure the finger drips in there easily. And as you can see, all that fat rendered out into this tin foil. I didn't actually show this part, but I wrapped it up in this tin foil container here. And we're going to go ahead and just get this all sliced up. Take your time. Try not to make too much of a mess. We got a lot of meat in this container, so I was going slow there, ripping it all up. But check out this pulled pork. There's that smoke ring there. The bark is imparted and just mixed in. Like, it's gorgeous. When I make nachos, when I make tacos, when I make a pulled pork sandwich, when I make pulled pork poutine, holy guacamole. This is exactly the kind of ingredient I want to add. This pulled pork turned out fantastic, and it was absolutely delicious. I actually smoked a second pulled pork shoulder this week and just like went to town on it. I probably gained 20 pounds this week. My lifting. But yeah, check out this pulled pork. That Perpetual Pork was perfect for this pork shoulder. I'm really happy that I used it. Now let's get a little bit closer of a look at these ribs. I smoked these for total 6 hours. At the 4-hour mark, I wrapped them in tinfoil with a little bit of butter, some more of the Perpetual Pork dry rub, and boy oh boy, a little bit of Wabanaki maple syrup, and these things were immaculate as well. So thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, stay safe. Make sure you like and subscribe and join my ever-growing community of home cooks. Love y'all.